What's up, YouTube? Hope you're having a great week and welcome back to Content Talks. Today we are going to cover the craziest thing that, at least it sounds crazy, that I may ever say about content. Listen, if you've been marketing for a while, even if you're a small business owner, a marketer, anything, you hear all the time about metrics, right? You want to be seeing increase in engagement, increase in followership, increase in all of these things. And of course, we all want to see those things. But today, I want to talk about why it doesn't always matter if you're actually seeing engagement with your content. Whether that's on social media, on your blog, on your podcast, on your YouTube channel, even your email marketing. Sometimes it is okay if you're not seeing engagement, and that shouldn't dictate whether you continue or not. Let me tell you 3 stories, 1 from a LinkedIn connection and 2 from my own life and experience to illustrate why this is true. So first, I'll start with my LinkedIn connection. His name is Sam Moss, and he recently made a post on LinkedIn that I thought was really valuable. So I'm gonna throw it on the screen and I'm gonna read it to you. If you're not getting much engagement on your LinkedIn posts, or any content, I would say, they can still be making an impact. I recently spoke with a LinkedIn connection and they told me how much a recent post of mine was spot on. I was curious to see if they had liked or commented on the post, so I checked, and turns out they didn't. Which isn't my point. I get that people scroll, I do the same thing. But what stuck out to me was they found a ton of value in the post, and I realized that more people are watching your content than you might think. So stay consistent. If you keep dropping value, it'll always pay off down the road. 100% true. I love it. And I'm going to circle back here after my other 2 stories to explain why. The second story is from one of the podcasts that I host. And we've been doing this podcast for about 1.5 years now. And just recently, we had somebody reach out who told us that they listened to every single episode of the podcast and found so much value from it. And they've been listening to it for every episode since we started 1.5 years ago. But we have never seen them like a post. We have never seen them comment back to us and say anything about a specific episode. We've never actually seen physical engagement from them or virtual engagement from them. But they have still been getting value from our podcast every single week. Now, they've been getting value because we've been consistent with that show. But if we were strictly looking at just engagement for each episode, meaning people who have responded, people who have liked, people who have shared, we wouldn't have known that it was making an impact for them. But because we believe in what we're doing and we have a commitment to the content we create, we stay consistent. Last story I'll tell, I have many others, but just recently for my own business, for Austin Savage & Co., I had somebody give me a call. It was an old friend, an old connection, and I hadn't seen much engagement from them on my posts or any of my content. I didn't even know that they were following along with what I was doing, but they called me and they gave me a great lead with a really high quality business that they thought that I would be a really good fit for. And they only knew that I was doing this and they believed that I was an expert because they had been just watching the content that I was sharing on LinkedIn. So whether they actually took the time to watch my content, I don't even know. But because I had stayed consistent with the style and the type of content that I was creating and really being intentional about how I position myself as a practitioner and somewhat of an expert in the field that I'm in, they trusted me enough to hand off the client that they had work for. The consistency of the content that you create is crucial in how your brand is perceived. People are building perceptions of you and your brand without even consuming your content. Just by seeing what you're posting and seeing the style of content you create, whether they take the time to listen to the full podcast, watch the full video, read the full post, read the full article or not, they are shaping their perceptions of what you are an expert at or what you're not an expert at. So don't get too caught up in your engagement numbers. It's more important that you are staying consistent with your content. Hey, I hope you found this video helpful, even inspiring to keep staying consistent with your content. If you did find it helpful, Just help me out by hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button, and ringing the little bell so that you never miss a future video that I put out. I share 2 videos every single week to help you on your content marketing journey. So I will see you back very soon. Let me tell you 3 stories that explain why. 1 from a LinkedIn connection and 2, oh my gosh, I keep saying 2 and putting up 3 fingers. It's driving me nuts.